Chief Secretary's T10 Blast competition receive their prizes. All these stories and more when Let's Talk Tobago returns. Stay with us.
Yo, what's up? This is yours truly Positive, and you're locked on to Let's Talk Tobago. Easy, bless.
Do you see the beautiful lights in this villa? Can you imagine what it would have been like if there were no lights? So electricity plays an important part in modern life, and street lights are important for safety and security. So through this program that you're going to learn about in our first story, communities in Tobago are being lit. Take a look.
No lights? No problem, because there's a program which falls under the Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development called the Street Lighting and Rural Electrification Program, which aids in providing lighting to low-income households and communities. The latest community, Canaan Feeder Road Extension. The installation of 14 streetlights was carried out in partnership with the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission.
We are embarking on an aggressive rural electrification and streetlight installation program. Today we are in Canaan Feeder Road, where we are installing 11 streetlights. These streetlights would bring much needed relief to the residents of this area, and after a while of being in darkness, I can safely say that you can get to their homes with some light.
But the street light will be good for us, because in the night, when we go out there to come in back, they have dark and they cut down the trees, and it was so much tree that we could not see and nobody.
The installation of the lights cost approximately $161,309. For more information, feel free to contact the division at 612-4213.
I know it sounds basic, but learning is fun. I certainly enjoy when I'm learning new things. And as you'll see in this story from Crystal George, the students who participated in Community Development's World of Work program also enjoyed learning new skills. Have a look.
How cool it is to be able to get a taste of what the working world feels like, especially in an area that your heart desires. Well, for these youngsters, they got an opportunity to do just that through the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport World of Work program, which enabled them with various tools to help them to navigate their environment. At the end of the program, these participants received their certificates of participation.
The 2-week session covered training in areas such as resume writing and interview skills, public speaking and communication skills, dress code, social media management, personal and professional branding, customer service, networking and employer-employee engagement, conflict resolution and managing conflict, time management and leadership, office and dining etiquette, financial management and investment, career planning, and youth development and youth service. We would have also incorporated a new initiative we started just about 3 years ago, recognizing the need for our young persons to be exposed to a greater level of understanding and knowing about Tobago.
Participants share their experience and are also lending some encouragement to their peers.
And my experience at the World of Work program was definitely wonderful. It just changed me so much. It made me ready to accomplish my goals.
Experience in the World of Work program was amazing. I mean, I was placed in Tobago Updates, a place that I wanted to actually be a part of. I actually wanted to take my career into media, so that was really great that I had an experience like that. Everything was well planned out here at the World of Work program. The free food is amazing. I definitely recommend you guys to come out next year and apply.
I was placed at Tobago Updates. Now the experience was very, very nice. I really liked everything they taught me. It wasn't really anything I expected, to be very honest. I had no idea about what went on in the media world and all this kind of stuff, but I learned fast and I did well in working there.
From the inception of the program in 2009, the division's mandate is to create opportunities for our young persons to thrive in today's society. I'm Crystal George for Let's Talk Tobago.
So in this story, you learn about the Office of the Chief Secretary's summer internship program. And this production you're about to view was done by all three interns, Maya Alfred, Kianda Orr, and Dijano Granderson. Take a look, and we really hope you enjoy.
The OCS Summer Internship Program gave us the opportunity to have our first official job experience.
My responsibilities would vary from the assignments that were assigned to us. However, my main responsibility currently is to contact suppliers who would have registered with procurement and tell them about the new system with the OPR where they are to register online.
My biggest responsibility is to learn and observe, and just complete tasks that I'm given. So for the 2 months since I've been here, I have been a part of various projects. The biggest one was the business registrar, where we go around the island basically and we register the businesses of the island basically.
Prior to being granted our own responsibilities at the office, we the interns got the opportunity to learn new skills and enhance our knowledge in different areas of our studies.
I learned what business could be about because most of the time what I learn in school is sciences. So I never did a business subject or anything like that, so I wasn't aware of what procurement or anything was like that. So when I came to the office and I got into what procurement really meant, I learned a lot of what happens in procuring goods and items for the entire OCS and the THM.
I got a lot of insight about what it means to do economics on a public sector level. I worked alongside people who actually study what I study, and that's probably the most important thing for me, learning from them. I learned from, well, he wasn't here, but I was informed a lot about Mr. Perry, who is the head statistician at the department.
We had 2 outings. We went to change all the names on the pieces in the department to make it easier to notify them, or if they have a problem on the network, we can understand who it is and where to go. I learned about the different roles in my degree. A lot of jobs I didn't know I could have done, I could do now, so it helped me, navigate a little better career-wise.
My experience when meeting the Chief Secretary, it was pretty insightful. I major in linguistics and education, and he is a fellow linguist himself. So us sharing that commonality was very intriguing and interesting to hear his thoughts as well as his experience in becoming a linguist. He was very intelligent in his delivery, and he was also pretty interested in getting to know the interns on a more personal level.
We thank all the members and staff of the Office of the Chief Secretary and by extension the Tobago House of Assembly for sharing this wonderful experience with us. Team OCS, one family, one love. I am Kianda Orr, OCS Summer Intern for Let's Talk Tobago.
So we have to take a break right now, but we'll be back with more stories. Stay with us. Let's Talk Tobago. We'll be right back. KDK Villa offers accommodation with a private pool, a terrace, and pool views. The air-conditioned accommodation is near Tobago Beach, and guests benefit from complimentary Wi-Fi and private parking available on-site. This villa is fitted with 3 bedrooms, a kitchen minibar, a flat-screen TV, a seating area, and 3 bathrooms. The teams that participated in the Chief Secretary's annual T10 Blast competition received their prizes for their very hard work. Crystal George has more in this story.
After a week of cricket excitement at the Sid Gray Complex for the annual Chief Secretary's T10 Blast tournament held back in April, players were finally rewarded for their hard work. The host himself was on hand to distribute the winnings to the various teams.
Thanks to you all for participating. We had a healthy competition, a good tournament that produced some talents and that showed that we have some significant talents on the island. And we are happy that you all participated. So we wish that you take to the rest of your players our commendation, both from the Tobago House of Assembly and also from the Tobago Cricket Association.
I'm Crystal George for Let's Talk Tobago.
If you're feeling down, this story will definitely cheer you up. We'll tell you now about the Inter-American Development Bank's Chair Fair, which was hosted in partnership with the Tobago House of Assembly at the Scarborough Esplanade.
Chair Fair is a community event. It is actually an IDB event that they are partnering with the Tobago House of Assembly to really showcase the public and private sector offerings. There were 8 thematic areas: digital transformation, health, housing, climate change. All of these areas, we just align them to our divisions and ask to come and showcase some of the things that they're doing in their divisions based on these thematic areas.
Chair Fair is about happiness. It's about fun. In fact, the theme of Chair Fair is fun can make a difference. The aim of it is for the IDB and our partners to come to the community and speak to citizens about the work that we do, the areas in which we work, and really have engaging interactions with them so they understand the development work that we have been doing in Trinidad and Tobago. So we have supported the construction and rehabilitation of wastewater treatment plants. We have worked with blue economy entrepreneurs. We are working with TIMA to support them in the establishment of an emergency response center. We are providing capacity building and training to various divisions of the THA. And so we have a very active engagement in Tobago. We really try to make sure that Tobago is well represented in the portfolio.
The booths are very, very informative. For example, we have somebody making oils and soaps locally. You know, a lot of this stuff are local stuff. There's the Tadco booth that have a lot of local, you know, so dasheen flour, which is really, really good.
We are one of the recipients of the Blue Economy project that IDB had last year. So we were one of the entrepreneurs who won, was about 7 of us. So my project was using seaweed, that everybody thinks is so nuisance on the beach, and converting it into usable products. So I decided it's good for your hair. So I started making shampoos and conditioners from seaweed, right? Combining it with hibiscus because they complement each other.
I think it's a fantastic idea. I think it's long overdue, and something like this should continue, probably yearly or biannually or something, but we should have more of this kind of thing to expose, especially the younger people, something like this.
I think it's a great opportunity for all these small businesses, because a lot of people have businesses and we can make connections, we can help each other out, buy from each other, and get to showcase all the many talents that we have here in Tobago.
And that's a wrap for this edition of Let's Talk Tobago at KDK Villa. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember to follow us on all of our social media handles. I'm Davia Chambers. On behalf of all of us at the Department of Information, do have a safe and fantastic week. We'll see you again next week from a different place, but same time.
you're moving from place to place, place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, Tobago, and welcome this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. It is a beautiful Friday morning. Thank God it is Friday. Really happy to be in your company. I am Rhea Richardson George. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. I know, viewers, this morning, some of you are really thankful that it's Friday and you can't wait for the weekend. I understand this has been quite a week, and we're certainly looking forward to the weekend to relax and chill and, be able to get a little bit of rest and relaxation and just unwind a little bit. So we're really thankful. This morning, viewers, we're coming to you from the 3rd floor, Port Mall, Lower Scarborough, Tobago, and we've got quite a beautiful program in store for you. As we mentioned earlier in the week, Julian was not with us this week. Julian, a special good morning going out to you this morning. We trust that you had a great week. We certainly missed you, and we're certainly looking forward to your return next week. All right. And we say good morning to all of you viewing, whether you are here in Tobago, in Trinidad, on the live, in the Caribbean, outside. We say good morning. Good morning. It's good to be connected with you today on the program. Well, viewers, just about, just before we head on into what's coming up on the program, we want to head on over into our news in 90 seconds with Candace.
The news in 90 seconds is brought to you by Flow, working for you on Tobago's newest fiber network.
Thank you, Rhea. I am Candace Jackson, and here is your news in 90 seconds for Friday, 15th September 2023. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley criticized the Tobago business community's response to the ongoing sea bridge situation, calling them unreasonable. He defended the government's efforts to fix it in recent years. He dismissed complaints about the cargo shipment disruptions caused by an engine room fire on the Cabo Star, asserting that it was beyond their control. Rowley urged for patience from the business community, assuring them that the vessel would return to service in a few days. Meanwhile, he noted that goods are being facilitated on the MV Emprendedora and the Galleon's passage as an interim relief. And after this, there will be no olive branch extended to Chief Secretary Fali Augustine by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. The two men have been at loggerheads over the past few months, engaging in public verbal attacks on each other. Dr. Rowley said he is still deeply affected by Augustine's allegations during a special sitting of the Assembly in July. Augustine accused Rowley of a conspiracy to undermine his administration involving the Commissioner of Police and other high-ranking officials. According to Rowley, the allegations have serious international implications, and he is launching a legal battle against Augustine. And finally, opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar expressed disappointment at Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley's decision to retain Fitzgerald Hinds as Minister of National Security following a 3-day cabinet retreat. She called it atrocious and accused Rowley of disregarding citizens' opinions and fears regarding the crime crisis. Persad-Bissessar urged Rowley to prioritize citizens' lives and appoint a competent person to lead national security. She criticized Hinds' track record, citing a rise in violent crime and murders under his tenure. Persad-Bissessar called on Rowley to listen to various stakeholders and put citizens' lives first. And that concludes your news in 90 seconds.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
Viewers, welcome back, and some interesting things there taking place in the public space within the political arena with regards to this reshuffle. And maybe later on, not even later, maybe next week on the program, we will be able to get some more details and be able to chat with senators and ministers with regards to this reshuffle. Well, we are heading over at this time into our birthday segment.
This is your birthday shoutouts on Tobago Updates, sponsored by KFC.
And we start things off this morning celebrating Kale Campbell. Happy birthday going out to you this morning, Kale Campbell. And lots of love from all of us here at Tobago Updates, as well as your family. Happy birthday. And this is a very special one. This is Councillor Tashia Grace Boris celebrating her birthday. Councillor Boris, lots of love from all of us here at Tobago Updates. We trust that you enjoy, that you really have a great one. We trust that they take it easy on you today as well. And this is Xavier Hamlet celebrating her 3rd birthday today. And lots of love going out to you, Xavi. Happy birthday, Xavier Hamlet, from your mommy and daddy and your sister Daria and your grandparents. Happy birthday, Xavi.
Birthday shoutouts on Tobago Updates, sponsored by KFC.
From the experts that created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates morning show, and we're going to get on into our rundown for the show today. So we start things off this morning chatting with Philip Rochford, who is the school supervisor too, attached to the Division of Education, Research and Technology. And this morning he'll give us an update on the St. Andrews Anglican Primary School, some issues that they've been having since earlier in the year and at this point in time. We get an idea of what's happening and the way forward. We continue this morning chatting with Kern Cowan, Managing Director of Glow Entertainment. And it's all about Glowfest 2023. That's coming up this weekend. You do not want to miss it. All right, and then we're going to switch over into sports with Marcus Daniel. He's going to be interviewing Jerecia McKechnie, national netballer, Team TNT, about the London Pulse International contract. We definitely want to hear more about that. And then he's going to be chatting with Derek Daniel, Muzi Dinoon, and Jacob Cox. And this morning, the focus will be on the triathlon and aquathlon in Tobago. That's coming up as well. So you don't want to miss this morning's show. So remember, viewers, this is your opportunity to share the live as we head on over into Tobago in Focus.
Good health starts with good nutrition. The Division of Education, Research and Technology understands this, knowing that the future of Tobago lies with the nutrition of our children. The school nutrition policy is being developed for this purpose.
We must understand that the child is a whole being. What the child consumes matters. We do have a lot of wastage with particular meals as well, so we want to bring everything in a streamlined and organized manner so that we are most cost effective in our school nutrition program.
The policy, which is being examined and developed by a multi-departmental team from the division, as well as food and nutrition stakeholders, will seek to reduce waste, provide cost-effective measures, as well as establishing quality standards for meals and the stakeholders who create them.
We're also going to be reviewing the cost, the pricing, criteria for children to access the meals, because that has sort of gotten out of control a little bit over the years, moved away from the original objectives, and also the criteria for selecting and for maintaining your services as a caterer, because you have to maintain a standard.
The committee has been given a 4-month deadline for the full rollout of this policy. Technical advisor at the Division of Education, Research and Technology, Natasha Second, said work is well underway and encouraged principals, teachers and parents to participate in the process when the need arises.
We want to have policies that are very clear. policies that are very pragmatic. They're not going to simply be academic documents that are stuck in a cupboard. We want persons who work throughout the system to be able to move towards an improvingly higher quality education product, because we can measure exactly where we're going. So we want it to be transparent, and we want to have high levels of accountability throughout our entire system.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates morning show. We are chatting at this time with Philip Rochford, who is the school supervisor 2 attached to the Division of Education, Research and Technology. And this morning, viewers, he'll give us an update on the St. Andrews Anglican Primary School. Good morning and welcome to you, Mr. Rochford.
Hi, good morning to you and to all the viewers.
Good morning. It's good to have you on the program. Mr. Rochford, give us an idea. Now, we're talking just a few months ago, just back in February, this very school, St. Andrews Anglican, had some issues with pests, some rodents rummaging through the school. The school had to have been shut down for a few weeks. And now, with the reopening of school just about 2 weeks ago, we're seeing some other issues resulting in teachers walking off of the compound. Give us an idea of what's happening with St. Andrews Anglican School at this point.
Okay, on Tuesday the 12th of September, the staff at St. Andrews signed a refusal to work document, which is a legal document under the Organization Health and Safety Act. So having done that, the Division of Education would have responded. And in fact, prior to the staff engaging in that activity, the division continually attempted to treat with the challenges identified. Unfortunately, the staff took the action which is within their rights so to do. And the division continues to treat with the challenges that exist at St. Andrews Anglican Primary School. What was identified by the teachers and their union representative included the issues of the rodents reoccurring, as well as some issues with the toilet facilities and the lighting. The division would have engaged the services of EID Court, and the process of repairing those issues that would have been identified is ongoing. In fact, to date, as of this morning, all the lighting issues identified would have been addressed. All the plumbing issues identified would have been addressed. And some of the issues that would contribute to the reoccurrence of the pests, those rats, would have been dealt with. The carting away of average and the clearing up of an adjacent piece of property that contributes to housing or harboring the rats. And we also have the assistance of the public health department, and they are doing a good job in terms of assisting us with eradicating these pests. But the situation also involves the community, because the school is within the community, and within the community, as would have been identified back in February by public health, there was a little challenge with that is disposal, which the public health department have addressed and continues to address. So schools operate in communities, and all our stakeholders are important. And what we try to do is to engage all the persons involved to ensure that we have minimal disruption in terms of the school. So we are attempting to continue to address all of those challenges. And at this time, the school would be baited today. Actually, the public health department will be putting down additional baiting today. And over the weekend, we would have whatever carcasses of the rodents removed, and a deep cleaning and sanitizing would be done so that school hopefully will get running again on Monday morning.
And do you believe that the weekend is sufficient time for this deep cleaning and sanitization to take place to have school resume on Monday?
Yeah, I think it is. I would want to really commend the contractor and the project management team from EIDCOT. They would have worked assiduously to treat with those things that were identified. There's another layer to it as well, because of the refusal to work, the USH agency is involved, and they would have to do an inspection to indicate if they are satisfied with the response in terms of eradicating the challenges, and they would also indicate their approval for reopening. So we are working with a number of agencies, OSH, the public health. We also have, of course, as I mentioned, the IDCOT as managing the project. And I do believe that it could be done in time for Monday. Yeah.
Okay, what sort of effect does this have on the school system, the school schedule, or the school curriculum? We're talking a shutdown, a few days. We understand. I mean, you've been a teacher for a number of years, and you understand that a few days out of the teaching system or the teaching system or the regime could affect the students. What sort of effect do you believe it would have on the children and even the staff? Because again, school just reopened.
Yeah, I think, psychologically there would be, an impact. But I do believe, fortunately for us at St. Andrews, they would have a system, an online system in place that following the pandemic, they did not just go back into face-to-face only. But there are teachers there who, because of the level of their commitment and also their understanding of what is required in this era in terms of education, would switch to the online mode to try and keep their students engaged. Now, we have those students who would have been entering the St. Andrews Anglican for the first time at the infant department. And so, yes, they would be a bit disadvantaged because they were just entering the system and they would not have had that online interaction. So that I'm not afraid in that the commitment of the teachers at that school would allow for any time that would have gone to be made up in some way. Yeah. And of course, at the division, we will continue to work with the school's administration and the other stakeholders, including tutor, to ensure that we have minimal interruptions at the school going forward.
Okay, I want to thank you so much, Mr. Rochford, for taking the time to chat with us this morning. So we said we are hoping, in fact, hopefully, on Monday morning, school, everything should be back up and running as normal, yes?
Yes, that's our plan. That is our plan.
Okay, thank you so much for chatting with us this morning. We do appreciate it. So we're certainly going to be following that situation there at the St. Andrews Anglican School to ensure that things are back up and running and that, teachers are back out and students are free to be back out on the compound again. Thank you again. Okay. Well, viewers, and that's very interesting. And, I have to commend the teachers for taking a stand and indicating, what was acceptable and what was not acceptable for them. And I'm not saying that everybody, I guess it's based on the situation, but really, you have to decide what is acceptable for you in terms of your working conditions. You either sit and accept it or you do not. But if you are not going to accept it, say something, do something about it. Don't just sit down and complain about it. Make a stand. Do something about it. All right, we're going to take a quick break, viewers. Lots more coming up this morning on the Tobago Updates morning show. So share the live, share the live, share the live.
Somebody just scream, revive us!
Glow Nation on Saturday, 16th September. Experience a revival featuring Grammy Award winner Ty Tribbett and his full band. Glowfest, all at Sure Park Complex, Tobago, alongside Ezekiel, Chantel Lindsay, Gates Praise, Mark Isaacs, and Blessed Messenger. Showtime 6 p.m. Doors open at 5 p.m. Early bird tickets $200. Group of 10 pay $250 each. General admission $300. At the door $350. Children under 10 free. Tickets available at Sure Park Complex box office. Dominion Appliances, Scipio Trace Canby, Pablo's Supermarket Argyle, Diesel's Tile and Ceiling Center Bon Accord, Isaac 98.1 FM Port of Spain, Ario Auto El Socorro, Evansa Jewelers Chaguanas, and online at tovatickets.com. For more info, follow Glow Entertainment TT on Facebook and Instagram. On Saturday, 16th September, Sure Park Complex, Tobago. The revival is coming. A praise and worship encounter. Experience the worship. Experience the praise. Glowfest.
Your car break down.
Oh, no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa McCall Group.
Mount Pleasant Credit Union present the Edgar Davidson Bursary Awards 2023. Awards available are SEA, CSEC, and CAPE. Tertiary, technical and vocational. Your requirements are complete the application form, student's performance report, or transcript. Applicants must be a member or a member whose child wrote an exam in 2023. Forms are available via our website or can be collected at our branch office. For further information, www.edgar.gov.my. mpcutobago.com, marketing at mpcutobago.com, or call us 639-8902 or 8375. Deadlines for submission 15th of September 2023.
There's a new date for Tobago Swim Fest, September 17th, 2023. Come and witness the main event, the 4-kilometer swim from Pigeon Point to Buku Point. More than $25,000 in prizes. It's a family affair, so come out from 11 a.m. on the beautiful Buku Beach. There'll be swimming races, sandcastle building, and seafood on sale. Come and enjoy a fun day at the beach. Calling swimmers from Crown Point to Charlottesville. Registration on the day.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival fever. Okay, passage and come on over.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Mount Pleasant Credit Union Back to School Loan Promotion. Loans up to $15,000. Requirements: job letter and a payslip no more than 1 month old. Utility bill, copy of book list, salary deduction, 10% down payment. For self-employed persons, evidence of income and expenditure, bank statement, 12 to 18 months. Other supporting document. Promotion ends October 18. Contact us at 639-8375 or 8108, or check us out on www.mpcutobago.com or email us at loans@mpcutobago.com. Mount Pleasant Credit Union's Back to School Loan Promotion. Inner Health, number 13B, Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth.
But this place is boring enough. We don't even do nothing. Let me go somewhere now.
I really want some new things, yes? Poof. Then look no further. Portmore is the place for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can have anything that your heart desires. Take a look for yourselves. A world of endless opportunities. Feeling hungry? Go get something to eat. Books and stationeries, games, and much more. Portmore, the island's beat.
Right now, Tobago onions are just currying down to Bonaccord.
right in Tobago Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, 1/2 and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Bonacord Crown Point Electoral District. It's your turn. The THA Executive Council is coming to meet with you as we continue our district town hall meeting series.
Canaan, Bonacord and environs come out that we can know definitely what is happening in our community.
Make sure you all come out and air all your views.
We invite you to come out in your numbers at the Canaan Bonacord Community Center on Tuesday, 26 September at 6:30 p.m. as the Executive Council members give updates on existing and upcoming programs and projects. You also get the opportunity to share your concerns and ask questions. So join us from 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, 26 September at the Canaan Bonacord Community Center for the Executive Council's District Town Hall meeting. People of Bonacord, including Bonacord Development, Milford Court, Crown Point and Tobago Local Road. This meeting is for you. Remember, your voice matters.
Summerama, real steam for the summer at standard. Is a dream for the summer. Dreamy, steamy, standard. What you have? What you have? All the best deals, no drama. Standard be beat like a hammer. Go tell your friend, tell your papa, tell your mama. We got more, we got more. Standards are what is searching for. Quality brand, discounts galore. New things for the summer, online in store. Summertime is here, so make the most out of it at Standard. Never beating on quality and price. It nice.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. We are chatting at this time with Kern Cowan, who's the Managing Director of Glow Entertainment. And it's all about Glowfest 2023. Kern, good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you, Ria. So wonderful to have you here.
Yes, happy to have you. Now we're talking Glowfest
Yes.
2023. And on the lips of, a lot of patrons, it's all about Thai. It's all about Thai Trebet. All right, so tell us what's coming up this year.
Well, this year, this Saturday, this weekend, you don't want to miss it. It's all about Glowfest featuring the man himself, Ty Trebet, and his full band. Full band. Trust me when I tell you full band, it's all of them. And they're going to be here on Saturday, 16 September, starting promptly at 6 p.m. It's going to be supported by a local cast, Ezekiel, Shanta, Lindsay, Mark Isaac, Blessed Messenger, and of course, Gates Praise. And well, we just added to the cast Sherwin Gardner to close the set as well. So it's going to be a very comprehensive, very enticing, continuous on your feet praise and worship session.
Is there this year, is there a color scheme attached to this year's concert? Usually Glow is associated with white.
Yes, correct. Yeah, so we thought about it, but because of the theme, Revive Us, we left it open because we wanted to more concentrate on that concept of revival. Come as you are, come as you want to be, so that we can all be revived and refilled and refocused and, kind of drive a whole new sensation in Tobago.
What prompted your pursuing Thai Trebet for this year?
It was already God's leading, as it always is. Because I'll tell you, this wasn't even an original date, this wasn't even an original artist, but there's a way that God just sets it for himself, the way how he wants it done. And when we were in the planning mode and when we were in the execution mode, the word revival came to us. Literally the word revival. And then, he has this song called Revive Us. It's kind of connected in itself, and then everything else just kind of fell into place for Thai to be here.
All right. Remind our viewers, in terms of ticket sales, how have things been going thus far?
Fantastic. We are looking at a really good crowds coming out, and we still want to invite everybody. So the Shore Park Complex, we have the space, we have the opportunity to bring out as much as we can. We want to invite everybody, get your tickets. Tickets are still available at all ticket outlets across Tobago, Dominion Appliances, Incipio Trades, Shore Park Complex, Box Office, Diesel's, Thailand, Ceiling Center, Canaan, and of course, online at tubatickets.com.
Now, early bird tickets have gone.
Long gone.
But you had a flash sale yesterday. How did that go?
That was a mad rush for tickets.
I mean, if after the early bird, the prices were at $300, $250, yes, for groups.
Groups, yes.
Groups of 10?
Groups of 10, yes.
Right. And you got a one-day flash sale. I mean, I would run as well.
Yes. So that was the intent. The intent was to, just to keep the momentum going and, the amount of calls, the amount of, are there any more tickets still? Are there any more? Say yes, get to any of your outlets. It's only today, so get it then. But we are back to normal price today. But we expect that people continue to come and get their stuff. I want to encourage people to come out early, come out on time, buy your tickets, because at the door it's $350. $350 at the door. So you want to get your tickets today as best as you can. I will encourage you to get your groups out. Group tickets are still $250. Get 10 people. I'm sure you can get 10 people off the streets.
Just hook up with a group of 10.
Yeah, and get your tickets as they are available.
All right. So the concert starts at what time?
6 p.m. sharp, and I really mean sharp, because Thai Trebet himself, Pastor Thai, is not closing the event. He's in the middle of the event. You have to be there on time. We are starting on 6, whether or not. So we want to make sure people are there early. Gates open at 5. We have a lovely array of concession booths. We give you all variations of food, and there's going to be entertainment coming in, and there's going to be your worship and your praise and worship session on the inside. So you're going to be fed either direction when you get there.
And worship sets the tone, so you got to be there from the very start.
Right.
You don't want to jump in the middle.
Correct.
You want to be there from the start. You want to get everything.
Yes, you want to be there early so you don't miss anything, because it's going to open with Gates Praise at the top, and then we go straight into the local right down into Thai Trebet.
All right, but thank you so much. Now, Kern, this morning you have the opportunity of telling our viewers why this weekend is a must, why this Glowfest 2023 is a must for them to attend.
It's all
you can
about
look
the
straight
revival.
ahead.
Straight ahead. It's all about the revival. It's all about reviving Tobago, the people of Tobago, the community of Tobago and Trinidad. And we want to experience something amazing in in the Shore Park complex and in your lives. And that's going to happen this Saturday, 16th, Shore Park complex, 6 p.m. It's not something you want to miss. Be there or be square.
Okay, very quickly here, a question coming in. Revive us, what does it mean?
Revive us means it's a refilling. And we go off the scripture, Psalms 80, 18 to 19, where God speaks about, look to me, basically, paraphrasing, look to me, tap into me, let me pour into you, and pour into your nation and your people, and let my face shine upon you. So it's all about being able to replenish, coming out of the COVID, coming out of all that has happened during the time. We are now stepping back into a whole new dimension. And there is a need for the people of God to be revived, to be refilled, to be re-energized, and to be regeared to keep the fire burning. And that is needed in Tobago and in the country right now.
Pastor Kern, very quickly here, and I call in Pastor Kern this morning. Doesn't matter what I've done. Is God pouring into anybody, or are there special persons that he is going to pour into?
God wants us all. He wants to pour into all of us. And that is the unique thing about events like Glowfest. When you come in, it doesn't matter your religion, your race, skin color, none of the above. You are in an environment that is open to you to receive by yourself and within the community. You have no limitations. You are there to be filled and have that one-on-one encounter with your God.
All right. Thank you so much, Pastor Kern Cowan, for chatting with us. He just got the title this morning. Okay, let me leave it there. All right. Thank you so much for being on the program with us, and all the best for this weekend. We trust that the weather holds up, that persons get transportation, that, persons remain safe on the roads, and they get there and back home safely.
We just want them to come out in their numbers, and let's celebrate God in a mighty way.
All right. Revive us. Glowfest 2023. Well, viewers, we're going to wrap it up here, but don't forget Marcus is coming up just after the break this morning, and it's all about sports. You're going to hear lots more about sports, and more sports. So, viewers, can you take us out now? This is their opportunity to share the live.
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 Jimmy's Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom, fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments, complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Our national borders, our first step to security, but a possible access point for guns, drugs, crime. If it does not look right, do the right thing. Call Crime Stoppers anonymously. 800-8477. Report possible border crime.
Wait, I don't even have suit and thing for this wedding. Why getting them things?
Well, the port right over there.
Alright, thanks.
The Port Mall, where the varieties are large from your favorite stores, from restaurants to salons and from clothing stores to jewelry stores, located at Sanctus Hill, Scarborough, Tobago. Telephone number is 868-334-6589.
Wow. I didn't expect to see you here. Look good.
Thanks. It's all because of you and Port Mall. But here now I'm going to out with it. You want to join me?
Yeah, that's okay.
Alright.
Beat the rush and come on down to the Port Mall.
Tapicum. Welcome to the future.
The only card you will need in a new world. Digital business cards. Safe, hassle-free. The future is here. Tapicom, new generation digital transfer. Digital time clock cards. Digital attendance cards. Air tags, customized designs. Digital clothing tags. Digital pet tags. Tapicom, the future is here. Contact us today.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Yes, welcome back, and welcome to the Tobago Updates television. Of course, it's sports on a Friday. I've got a packed program for you guys this morning. I want to say thanks to Ria and, of course, holding it down this morning. Of course, it's a Friday again, as I mentioned before, and it's a more relaxed day. I'm in my favorite Manchester United jersey, and I'm going to tell you that we have two interesting interviews coming up this morning. We're going to hear from Jerisha speaking about netball, and then we're going to hear from Mr. Cox, the triathlete, and of course, aquathlon as well. So guys, thank you so much for staying with us, and of course, don't forget to share the live, share the live, share the live. I think we have Jerisha already online with us. She's joining us out of, I think it's Trinidad she's based. Good morning to you, Jerisha.
Good morning.
Morning. Out of Trinidad, right?
I'm actually in Tobago.
She's in Tobago, but I'm guessing the traffic was too much to get up in the studio.
I actually have red eyes. So
yeah, red eyes. Thank you so much, Jerisha, for joining us this morning on this Tobago Updates Television Sports. Let me first congratulate you and, of course, your wonderful work at the just concluded World Cup in South Africa. And, of course, congratulations on your new signing, professional signing out there in England. All right, so I want to start from the World Cup. I mean, just tell me about your experience there. And for you, did you meet all the goals that you would have set for yourself?
Yes, actually, I did meet all the goals that I set for myself. It was a bit tough, but because I have been in the cold playing netball before, it was not as hard to adjust to the climate for me this rounds.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I'm not going to get into the performance.
Actually tends to mess with your fitness, kind of.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as hard for me.
Okay, so you adjusted because you were aware of what you would have been presented with there, and yes. you came out with all the goals that you would have set for yourself there. Jerisha, for persons who may be now knowing about the name Jerisha, obviously you are now a household name in Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, tell us where it's all started for you as a netballer.
At primary school level. So I attended a summer camp, and I had to either choose basketball or netball. And I was like, I'll just go with netball. And that's where it started for me.
So you attended Bonaccord Primary School, and which secondary school you attended?
No, I attended Scarborough Methodist.
Scarborough Methodist. And from there?
Yes. Roxborough Secondary and then Signal Hill Secondary.
Fantastic. And you would have represented both Scarborough Methodist at primary and then Signal Hill. And what about clubs? What about clubs in Tobago and Trinidad and Tobago?
I played with Frontliners. That was my first club ever. And then I played with Police.
Right. So let us talk about let us talk about this new revelation. You are now considered a professional in the space, in that I think you're going to be earning some sterling pounds out there in the UK, right? I mean, tell us about how this arrangement was made. Did it came out of your sterling performance at the World Cup? Tell me about how this arrangement came about.
Well, I sent out reels, and during the signing, the coaches, first I went through Bridget Adams, she would have contacted persons out. But first, I sent out reels before that. And Miss Adams and I communicated, and when she confirmed, or when they gave her the okay, that okay, they will take Jerisia, it was really a moment for me.
Yeah, yeah. So I can imagine the feeling inside. I mean, have you ever, starting off with netball, you think you would have reached the stage of we always aspire to represent our country, but in terms of a professional contract, you think this would have been, let me put it this way. Was it one of your goals?
On the late half, when I first decided to try to make the senior team, yes, it was.
This club, London Pulse. What do you know of them, and where in the UK are you going to be playing and based?
I'm not sure as yet with that one.
Are you not sure?
I don't know where. Yeah, they haven't given me the information as yet.
Yeah.
But I think it's closer to Birmingham.
Yeah.
It's closer to Birmingham, but the exact date, not yet.
And what's your expectation representing London Pulse?
I expect a different style of coaching, also a different style of play in terms of players, a whole entire different style of playing. Team,
Right.
like teamwork.
Yeah.
Yes.
What position do you play?
Wing defense, goal defense, and goal.
And which is your favorite position to play?
Goal defense.
Goal defense. Yeah. So and you're not too sure when you're gonna leave and how long you're gonna be there for.
Oh, I will be leaving in January. But in the meantime, I will be putting in the work in preparation for when I reach there.
Yeah. And Jorisha, how are some of the people you will want to credit for where you are today in netball?
My coaches, Kemba Duncan, Rhonda John Davis. Those are the main two. They would have been with me from under 21 to now. And it has been tough because they are really good coaches, but I know I had to push myself.
Fantastic. And Jorisha, what would you want to tell other young persons or young women aspiring to reach where you have reached thus far in your career as a netballer?
Netball is hard work. First off, netball is hard work. You have to stay disciplined, and you also, if you want to stand out from the rest, you don't have to wait for training to train. You train before training.
Yeah. And would you say well, you mentioned netball is a difficult sport. But for you would have actually had the support of good coaches like Kemba and the others that you would have mentioned. And those are the coaches that you'll want others to probably sign up for. What was the difference in you that you felt that you have made it? Because you have to put in the hard work, but you still have to have that mentality. What in you believe that gave you that push? Was it someone that you really wanted to aspire to be, or you just wanted to make a professional career out of netball? Was that your motivation?
I stayed disciplined, completed the task at hand, and just do the extra.
Yeah. Jorisha, I want to thank you so much for joining us here this morning, and I want to wish you all the best in your stint across there in the UK. Go out there and represent Tobago and Trinidad and Tobago by extension to the best of your ability. I know that you do very, very well, and I'm hoping that others here in Tobago who feel that netball doesn't have a career, I'm hoping that they are seeing you and they will want to aspire to be like you. So thank you so much, and thank you for joining us this program this morning, Tobago Updates Television Sports. Fantastic. So viewers, that was Jorisha. She has signed for London Pulse in the Super League in the UK. Very, very good news coming out of Tobago. She represented the Calypso Girls in the just concluded World Cup, and she did really well. I'm not going to talk about the performances of the team, but for Jerisha and of course Oprah Douglas, the other Tobagonian, I want to commend them for representing. We are going to take a short break. When I come back, we're going to be chatting with Jacob Cox and his management team all about triathlon and aquathlon. Don't go away. Continue to share the life, share the life, share the life.
Won't somebody just scream, revive us?
Glow Nation on Saturday, 16th September. Experience a revival featuring Grammy Award winner Ty Tribbett and his full band. Glowfest, all at Sure Park Complex, Tobago, alongside Ezekiel, Chantel Lindsay, Gates Praise, Mark Isaacs, and Blessed Messenger. Showtime 6 p.m. Doors open at 5 p.m. Early bird tickets $200. Group of 10 pay $250 each. General admission $300. At the door $350. Children under 10 free. Tickets available at Sure Park Complex box office. Dominion Appliances, Scipio Trace Canby, Pablo's Supermarket Argyle, Diesel's Tile and Ceiling Center Bon Accord, Isaac 98.1 FM Port of Spain, Ario Auto El Socorro, Evansa Jewelers Chaguanas, and online at tovatickets.com. For more info, follow Glow Entertainment TT on Facebook and Instagram. On Saturday, 16th September, Sure Park Complex, Tobago. The revival is coming. A praise and worship encounter. Experience the worship. Experience the praise. Glowfest.
Your car break down.
Oh, no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance that's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa McCall Group.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Hi viewers, welcome back, and of course, thanks so much for staying with us here on Tobago Updates Television Sports. And of course, we just heard from Jerisha, going out there in the UK to represent Tobago and herself, her family, friends, and the community in netball. I want to congratulate you on that, and of course, wish you all the best. We are now chatting with some swimmers. Yes, I call them swimmers, but it's more than swimming. It's riding and running as well. triathlon and aquathlon. And let me say good morning to you guys. Good morning and thanks for joining us here today.
Morning, Marcus.
Morning, fantastic. So we're chatting with Mr. Derek Daniel, President and Head Coach of EXO Multisport, right? And of course, we have our national swimmer and triathlete, Mr. Jacob Cox. Again?
Yeah.
Comfortable, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Jacob, good morning again. Youngest Tobagonian to represent the country, not only at swimming, right?
Yeah.
And of course, triathlon, aquathlon. I mean, tell me about, your personal feeling of all those accomplishments. I mean, out of Tobago, we are surrounded by water, but yet you are the only person representing Tobago on the national team. How does it feel for you?
It feels good, knowing that I put in all my hard work, training, all my training, all my hard work, seeing that it paying off. That is a very good feeling. Very good feeling.
And you started this at age 8. You're now 15. I mean, tell me about some of the medals and trophies that you have won over the years.
So for swimming, I actually won around 30 trophies.
Wow.
So I now jump into the triathlon and aquathlon and thing. So I only have a few trophies for that. But other than that, I have a good amount.
Triathlon and aquathlon sounds so difficult. I mean, how do you train and frame your mind to get into this triathlon and aquathlon, and who encouraged you to participate?
So my parents thought it was a good idea. And my coach normally sends me a schedule by the start of the week. So because he based in Trinidad, I based in Tobago, he sent it to me on WhatsApp.
Right.
And then I go from there and do whatever they schedule tell me to do.
Yeah. Coach, come in here, Coach, right? Sure. It have the aquathlon, the triathlon, and there's duathlon, right?
Yes.
I mean, can you break down the different forms for me?
Sure. So the aquathlon is a swim and then a run. Triathlon is a swim, bike, and then run. And the duathlon, which is coming, the national duathlon is coming up in November. It's a run, a ride, and then a run.
Right.
Probably most challenging for me, at least every 3.
Yeah. And tell me about coaching Jacob.
So I met Jacob last year on the national team in its first stint on the national team, Carifta, in Bermuda. And there he was selected only to do aquathlon because he showed, obviously, strong swim skills and excellent running skills. And we thought, this is a good opportunity to bring somebody into the sport and start seeing where he can go from there. And from there, he got into it. This year, he committed fully into triathlon and has just been going leaps and bounds from there. He's done some phenomenal work. And, working with the team here, it's a pleasure. It's a true pleasure.
Yeah. And are you searching for other triathletes?
Most certainly. Most certainly. Tobago is a wealth of talent, in all sports. And it can't just only be one phenomenal athlete.
Yeah, phenomenal. And
must be a lot more. So we are on the search for a lot more.
And what's needed to start this sport?
So basically, at the very least, you'd want someone who can swim.
Yeah.
And own a working road bike. A lot of people, when they get into triathlon, they pull up to their first training session and they're on a mountain bike. And sooner or later, they realize, okay, these guys on the road bikes are leaving me way behind. So those two elements, along with just being a disciplined person and having maybe 6 to 8 hours a week for training, you can get into triathlon very easily.
Yeah, fantastic. And in terms of a training schedule for a triathlete or even an aquathlon athlete, I mean, let's take us through the training regimen and, of course, the training schedule of Jacob as well.
Right. So for, let's just say a beginner or somebody, and what we call an age grouper, they would take, I would say they would need maybe 4 to 5 days per week of training and maybe 6 to 8 hours at the very minimum. Jacob, of course, is on the higher end. He's a national, athlete. So Jacob would train 5 to 6 days per week, and his training schedule would vary. So some days you would have 2 disciplines per day, and depending where he is on his cycle, it wouldn't just be swimming, cycling, and running. He may have to do some strength and conditioning work, along with, we would have to do some other work where what we call brick sessions or multi-sport sessions, where he would do a swim into his ride or his ride and then do a run after that.
Yeah.
So his sessions would take, 10 to 12 hours per week on average.
Yeah. And where is it that you pick different beaches in Tobago to train, or there's a specific place in Tobago you train?
So I use where Jacob is comfortable at. So he trains a lot at the YMCA, where he does his pool swimming, and then he would move into, he uses either Buko or also Crown Point, Storby, for his open water swimming.
Yeah. And Jacob, which is your favorite to do? I mean, you have to swim, then run. Is run, then run?
Right.
Then ride, then run.
Yeah,
Which is your favorite to do? Which is the most difficult out of those three parts of the triathlon?
The most difficult part is the ride for sure.
The ride?
Yeah, because I'm now starting to learn to ride properly.
Right.
So, but my most favorite will be the swim, of course.
And in all the competitions that you have attended, which was your most favorite in terms of, I mean, you didn't have to make the podium, but you would have enjoyed the most?
So, Bermuda, that was a good experience to me, but I preferred the Carifta I went this year.
The Carifta?
Yeah, to Bahamas.
Ah, fantastic. So, and which is your next competition?
Next competition is Saturday, actually.
This Saturday?
Yeah, an open water swim. Yeah. So from the swimming will start from Pigeon Point. And
it's in Tobago?
Yeah.
And it's a competition?
Yeah, and it ends at Buku. So
Right.
swimming from Pigeon Point to Buku.
Okay, so you are going to be the only national athlete there, or is it like
No.
Okay, so it's...
So Dante, all the other athletes from YMCA Tobago.
Right.
And,
so it's a Tobago competition?
Yeah.
Okay, and you expect to win, right?
I would like to.
You would like to win. I mean, Jacob, what's your ultimate goal? Like, I mean, you're still a student, right?
Yeah.
Which school do you go to?
Scarborough Secondary.
Big up Scarborough. Send me a big up Scarborough one time. Yeah. What's your ultimate goal?
Just continue training hard and representing my country. Most likely in the Olympics. But
fantastic.
Yeah.
Is there an athlete that you look up to in this particular sport?
For now, right now, no.
No. So you just want to create your own, and then after people look up to you. I like that idea. One must be very proud of you. Coach, again, I mean, the different disciplines, swimming, riding, running. Are you the coach to take up all these different aspects of the triathletes?
So how we generally work in Exo Multisport Club, myself and the other coach, Leah Drakes, we manage all three elements. But because now we're working with Jacob, we had to approach it a bit differently. And we're working with Mosey Denoon, and then we have Marlon Winterroach, who's also helping us. The chemistry between all of us works really well. And of course, we have the super manager, Claire, who looks after everything.
yes, super manager.
and she's the glue that holds it all together. But I would develop the training schedule, and the actual specific sessions, the details, would be developed by Marlon for the riding and by Mosey for the swimming. So the chemistry works really, really well, and we've, our results show. So we're really happy with how it all comes together.
That's fantastic. And you mentioned Mosey Denoon, swimming coach. I mean, no stranger to Tobago, and always representing Trinidad and Tobago, whether it's masters or coaching, coaching the likes of there's only Onella and all the others. And know that he's involved in this particular team. And we in Tobago, we are very clannish when we are ready, especially with success in that sense. And we are very proud of Jacob and all his achievements. I mean, where do you see him? Because I asked him, about his future. Continue training and he wants to win more medals. Where do you see him as say 10 years, 5 years on the road?
So Jacob has only really got into triathlon in its fullest aspect, I would say, and in honesty, maybe only 6 to 7 months. But what he's achieved in that time is tremendous. So he's now the national sprint champion, which, at his young age and his young stage of development is phenomenal. And he's also, picked up a bronze medal at the Carifta Games in aquathlon. His dedication, his commitment, his focus, he has a laser focus on what he has to do. And how he grasps all what we teach him and coach him is admirable. And if he continues along that trajectory, there's so many opportunities open up to him. Next year, for example, there are a lot more World Triathlon Development Cup races that are going to happen around the Caribbean. Jacob has been to one in Barbados earlier this year. He's going to participate in more next year, and he's going to do a lot better than that. And those are only going to be stepping stones for him onto the bigger stage. He has aspirations to get to the Olympics, and I have no doubt if he stays on that trajectory, he's going to get us there. Yeah, that's fantastic. And for those who may want to get involved in triathlon, how can they get in touch with your group, or should they show up at Buku, or can they contact someone? How can they get involved? So Tobago, we have some developmental work to be done in Tobago. Right now, there are no certified triathlon coaches in Tobago, and that's something that we're working on. We've spoken to Mosey, we've spoken to NWC Hall, I'm sure you know a lot about. Above Fitness, right? Above Fitness. And NWC, as you know, he's puts on his race in March next year. This 30th edition, that's really wonderful. And Jacob would have done well in that event before. Correct. Fantastic. So we need to start working with coaches here and developing coaches here to develop the talent here. So it's one thing to have the talent and the athletes here, but unless they're properly coached, they're not going to reach their fullest potential. So for now, the only group that's really set up would be Mosey, Marlon, and myself. So the quickest contact would be to get a hold of Mosey, and we can start working, developing the necessary plans for them. And Jacob, how big is the influence of your mom in your whole development?
Like, she really pushes me. She's like my number one supporter. I really appreciate my mother. And was there any other particular sport that you wanted to get involved with, but your mom said, hey, Jacob, go and swim? Like, it's football. You wanted to play football? Yeah, football, for sure. One small thing. Swimming was good,
I like that one. And of course, you didn't regret getting involved in triathlon?
Not at all.
Yeah. And what is your reaction like in school? I mean, are you like a big boy, you walk shoulders straight up, and people, hey, look, Jacob there. You get a reaction in school?
Not really. I normally get that from more the teachers.
From the teachers?
Yeah, but I'm like a normal student.
And before you go, Jacob, outside of sport, I mean, I know you, being the mom she is, I mean, she'll want to, of course, get into the academics as well. I mean, what career you see yourself in academically?
So far, I don't really know.
You're not sure as yet?
I'm not sure. I'm still making up my mind. But,
young. And Derek, anything you want to say before you go?
No, just thank you for having us here. We look forward to seeing a lot more athletes come out of Tobago. Jacob is going to be the beacon for the future for triathlon in Tobago and triathletes. And we hope to see a lot more interest and support for the sport of triathlon in Tobago. Yeah, fantastic. I like that word you use. He's going to be the beacon. And of course, the only Tobagonian to represent Tobago on the national swim team, of course, triathlon and aquathlon. I want to wish him all the best, and shout out to his mom, super manager, as Derek could have said, and continue putting in the hard work there. Because, we don't have people supporting, especially like being an agent, right? And we often forget that you need someone there, even though you are performing, you need someone to support with the administrative stuff, motivating you and all these different things. And who else better than a mom who had that to support? So shout out to Claire Cox and for the role that you have played in his development thus far. And of course, I know that you are willing to have others involved here in Tobago. So guys, thank you so much for being with us on this Friday Tobago Updates Television Sports. I want to thank Mr. Derek and thank Jacob for joining us. And of course, thank Jerisha and wishing her all the best as well. So we're going to jump over to Candice with Good Morning Tobago. Yes, I think Good Morning Tobago. Viewers continue to share the live, and I'm going to see you again next Friday.
Chairfair is a community event. It is actually an IDB event that they are partnering with the Tobago House of Assembly to really showcase the public and private sector offerings. There were 8 thematic areas: digital transformation, health, housing, climate change. All of these areas, we just align them to our divisions and ask to come and showcase some of the things that they're doing in their divisions based on these thematic areas.
Chairfair is about happiness. It's about fun. In fact, the theme of Chairfair is fun can make a difference. The aim of it is for the IDB and our partners to come to the community and speak to citizens about the work that we do, the areas in which we work, and really have engaging interactions with them so they understand the development work that we have been doing in Trinidad and Tobago. So we have supported the construction and rehabilitation of wastewater treatment plants. We have worked with blue economy entrepreneurs. We are working with TIMA to support them in the establishment of an emergency response center. We are providing capacity building and training to various divisions of the THA. And so we have a very active engagement in Tobago. We really try to make sure that Tobago is well represented in the portfolio.
The booths are very, very informative. For example, we have somebody making oils and soups locally. You know, a lot of this stuff are local stuff. There's the Tadco booth that have a lot of local, you know, so dasheen flour, which is really, really good.
We are one of the recipients of the Blue Economy project that IDB had last year. So we were one of the entrepreneurs who won, was it the 7 of us. So my project was using seaweed, that everybody thinks is so nuisance on the beach, and converting it into usable products. So I decided it's good for your hair. So I started making shampoos and conditioners from seaweed, right? Combining it with hibiscus because they complement each other.
I think it's a fantastic idea. I think it's long overdue, and something like this should continue, probably yearly or biannually or something, but we should have more of this kind of thing to expose, especially the younger people, something like this.
I think it's a great opportunity for all these small businesses because a lot of people have businesses and we can make connections, we can help each other out, buy from each other, and get to showcase all the many talents that we have here in Tobago.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Hey. Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denasia. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning.
Welcome to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad, and the region. With the perfect conversation to complement your morning routine, I am Candace Jackson, and let's get started with the news in 90 seconds.
The news in 90 seconds is brought to you by Flow, working for you on Tobago's newest fiber network.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley criticized the Tobago business community's response to the ongoing seabird situation, calling them unreasonable. He defended his government's efforts to fix it in recent years. He dismissed complaints about the cargo shipment disruptions caused by the engine room fire on the Cabo Star, asserting that it was beyond their control. Rowley urged for patience from the business community, assuring them that the vessel would return to service in a few days. Meanwhile, he noted goods are being facilitated on the MV Emprendedora and the Galleon's Passage as an interim relief. Meanwhile, there is no olive branch extended to Chief Secretary Farley Augustine by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. The two men have been at loggerheads over the past few months, engaging in public verbal attacks on each other. Dr. Rowley said he is still deeply affected by Augustine's allegations during a special sitting of the Assembly in July. Augustine accused Rowley of a conspiracy to undermine his administration involving the Commissioner of Police and other high-ranking officials. According to Rowley, the allegations have serious international implications and he is launching a legal battle against Augustine. And finally, Opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar expressed disappointment at Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley's decision to retain Fitzgerald Hinds as Minister of National Security following a 3-day cabinet retreat. She called it atrocious and accused Rowley of disregarding citizens' opinions and fears regarding the crime crisis. Persad-Bissessar urged Rowley to prioritize citizens' lives and appoint a competent person to lead national security. She criticized Hinds' track record, citing a rise in violent crime and murders under his tenure. Persad-Bissessar called on Rowley to listen to various stakeholders and put citizens' lives first. And that concludes your news in 90 seconds.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Well, viewers, as you can see from the news, our Prime Minister does not think that we have a major problem on our sea bridge, and it's just a temporary issue that should be resolved within a few days. Now, joining us to speak a little bit on this is Mr. Rajiv Dipti, President of the Supermarket Association of Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning and welcome to you, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning, Candice. Good morning, Tobago. I am well.
All right, Mr. Dipti, could you give us an idea about, on your end, how has the past 3 weeks been in terms of, making sure Tobago's groceries are supplied with the necessary goods and services on their shelves?
Since this issue of the Cabo Star has occurred, we've been in contact with various suppliers in Tobago as well as Trinidad, and we've held varying levels of concern for this situation. From what we understand, it's not something that we would like to see resolved as quickly as possible for the resumption of bulk shipments to the island. We understand that there are shipments going not in excess of 7 tons to Tobago, and this has created an issue where there's not been the volumes that have been available prior to the downtime that the Cabo Star has been experiencing, and it's something that we've been trying to assess with our supermarkets in Tobago, our suppliers in Tobago, and they've let us know that some suppliers have flagged it as a major issue, citing that if the issue isn't resolved very soon, that there can be significant problems where shortages are concerned. However, at this time, we are minded to suggest that it is not as dire as the implications are that it can become dire very quickly. However, the Prime Minister did say that in a few days that this service would resume. So we are holding on with bated breath, Candice.
Can you give us an idea about the cost this is having on the sector, especially where supermarkets are concerned? What is the cost to a 3-week disruption in a free flow of goods across the islands?
Obviously, any disruption is going to have significant impact on the operations and definitely where the scarcity of goods are concerned. And that's something that, you look at particularly with bulk shipments such as beverages and certain items that have to go across to Tobago and that are limiting the other sectors as well, particularly the food service sector and those the hospitality sector, among others, that would have experienced this impact. And it's something that we are still measuring, quite frankly. It's something that where we've made attempts to try to get the goods across with mixed results, that we are still measuring this impact. And it's something that we are constantly in contact with a lot of supermarkets and suppliers in Tobago, and they are all trying different strategies. We are all still holding on for the service to resume in a meaningful way. And until then, we've been trying. But to say that that there is an immediate food shortage crisis in Tobago. That's not been the discussion. The discussion has been one where we've been looking at trying to ensure that there is a continuous supply in the absence of the carbo star, trying to use whatever services have been available.
Could you give us an idea of what specific items from your end you have found it most difficult to get across to Tobago?
Right. So the reality is that those items you're thinking about would be the bulk items, the ones that carry more weight, the beverages in particular. I've had local suppliers express serious concerns to me about getting, as I said, things not in shipments not in excess of 7 tons across to the island, and that's something that's been very, very concerning to us right now. However, what we've seen is that there have been attempts by local wholesalers, domestic wholesalers in Trinidad, to really step in and get goods across to the island. I think the concern where we've had some of those discussions is the pricing strategy that we've seen some retailers adopt, where the implication is that a shortage exists. Candice.
Yeah. Well, in that case, can we expect to see any specific price hikes on any items at all, or is it that the situation, because the vessel might come back in a few days' time, it would resolve itself and the equilibrium will be restored? Like, what can you tell us where that's concerned?
Well, the sooner that the service resumes, you're going to see an equilibrium established. That's a fact. Once that happens, the implication that we've been discussing within our umbrella network is that we expect a quality of assurance where the service to customers is concerned, and we try to ensure that there is no adverse pricing strategies coming out of this. And I think it's something to keep an eye on, because where scarcity breeds, where supply is adversely affected, it creates scarcity, and that has an impact on anything that we may see coming negatively out of this. But we are hearing from just up to this morning that, as I said, certain suppliers and certain wholesalers and certain distributors have stepped in to try to ensure that there is some continuous supply to the island using alternatives. But the reality is that this situation does not resolve until the cargo star resumes its service.
Mm-hmm. And then if it does not come back in a few days' time, let's say it takes another week or two, will that then result in any sort of price increase in a week or two time?
Quite frankly, Candice, I think it's a fluid situation. It's one that we're continuously monitoring, especially with the food distributors network. The distributors themselves are letting us are keeping tabs. We are keeping tabs on the situation with them. It's something that is constantly being examined, and obviously, as more strategies and alternatives to get supplies to the island, it's not that there isn't any supply routes available right now, but we're working with what we have, and suppliers are letting us know, like, listen, there are some acute shortages, but there's not an overall overall immediate crisis in the island. However, if this situation continues unchecked, we are going to have serious issues, as the situation as it stands right now is not something that can be tolerated. It needs to be resolved.
In terms of getting goods to Tobago, do we have to continue depending on that cargo star or a designated cargo ferry, or is there something that we in Tobago can do to get some of the goods directly to us so that it won't be affected by a mechanical issue on one of our ferries?
I think that's an excellent question, Candice, because I think that what this situation has presented allows for an examination of what has been in place and what contingencies should be put in place, because this situation has revealed the fragility of the supply routes to the island and the dependencies that have been revealed from this has been laid bare. And I think that what we're seeing now is also a discussion coming out of it of what can be put in place. So that discussion has been happening, it has been taking place, and we're hearing different stakeholders stepping in to make different examinations of this. But I think that I think that something positive can emerge from this, having seen very much how dependent Tobago is at the moment on this service.
Is this something that the Supermarket Association would be supporting? Is it something that you guys are going to, assist in advocating for, just to improve the way we get food in Tobago?
Of course, certainly. I think that a combination of stakeholders have expressed the desire for certain arrangements to be put in place to ensure that Tobago is not left out in this equation, and we would be clearly advocating for more streamlined arrangements or increased arrangements to ensure that the service and the supply of goods to Tobago is constantly being looked at, constantly being evaluated to ensure that there is a steady supply of goods to the island. I think that other stakeholders have really stepped into examining current arrangements and what can be put in place. I think you also have to engage the government with certain avenues for constructive dialogue on this.
Mm-hmm. So would that mean that we could make arrangements how possible, I should ask you, I mean, you, I guess, would be very familiar with some of the suppliers that come into our country, but how possible would it be to arrange so that, some of the goods do get stopped off in Tobago before they go to Trinidad or vice versa? So, we don't have to let them all be stopped in Trinidad and then distributed across the country.
I think that really speaks to the robustness of the suppliers and their appetite for major distribution and their distribution sites and networks within Tobago, and then the shipments that they arrange from Trinidad to Tobago. I think that's more on the supply side, and I think that we're hearing that again, that they want to re-examine the current situation, because you should have a certain level of cover for when these situations do arise, and that's something that we've been asking them about. Why is it that if there's an acute shutdown, as you mentioned, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, why is there not enough cover at your sites along your network in Tobago? And I think this is going to really force them to increase that, at least re-examine that, and then, as you suggested, take a look at the shipping options coming out of Trinidad into Tobago.
All right. Well, as we're getting ready to wrap our conversation, Mr. Dipty, I just want to give you a couple minutes to just to speak to Tobago, because, I mean, a lot of people are a little bit worried, a little bit anxious with this whole situation. Of course, we're all hoping the Cabo Star comes back in a couple of days, but just going to give you a couple minutes just to wrap.
Certainly, Candice, and thanks again. It's something that we felt very strongly about. I personally have been monitoring this situation for the last 2 weeks, trying to ensure that there is that there are means to alleviate the crisis of sorts. And I think it's more it's something that we've seen in the past where panic tends to set in, and that's not something that's healthy, because it brings back memories of COVID in that sense, when panic buying can set in, and consumers need to understand that there are a level of patience is involved with this, and we, at the same time, there have been some efforts to really ensure that the gaps have been filled. I just want to say that we are trying our best, and we will continue to do so, and people should not be overly panicked at this time.
All right. I want to thank you so much, Mr. Rajiv Dipty, head of the Supermarket Association of Trinidad and Tobago, for giving his perspective on what's going on our seabirds, especially where cargo is concerned. All right.
Thank you, Candice.
All right. Well, viewers, please don't go anywhere because we've got a lot more coming up for you after the break.
To a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say
Somebody just scream, revive us!
Glow Nation on Saturday, 16th September. Experience a revival featuring Grammy Award winner Ty Tribbett and his full band. Glowfest, all at Sure Park Complex, Tobago, alongside Ezekiel, Chantel Lindsay, Gates Praise, Mark Isaacs, and Blessed Messenger. Showtime 6 p.m. Doors open at 5 p.m. Early bird tickets $200. Group of 10 pay $250 each. General admission $300. At the door $350. Children under 10 free. Tickets available at Sure Park Complex box office. Dominion Appliances, Scipio Trace Canby, Pablo's Supermarket Argyle, Diesel's Tile and Ceiling Center, Bon Accord, Isaac 98.1 FM, Port of Spain, Ario Auto El Socorro, Evansa Jewelers Chaguanas, and online at tovatickets.com. For more info, follow Glow Entertainment TT on Facebook and Instagram. On Saturday, 16th September, Sure Park Complex, Tobago. The revival is coming. A praise and worship encounter. Experience the worship. Experience the praise. Glowfest.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Update. Viewers, we are continuing to grapple with this idea where we are quite dependent on that link between Trinidad and Tobago to get our food across here. And over the past couple of years, especially since 2017, the conversation has been, how do we get more of our food grown here? How do we establish a better form of food security for Tobago? And one farming group here in Tobago is actually taking the initiative themselves and doing something about it. And that is the Argyle United Farmers Development Group. Now, I am being joined on set with Mr. Ramesh Rajman, who is the president, as well as Mr. Samuel Eastman, who is the PRO of the Argyle United Farmers Development Group. Good morning and welcome to you both.
Good morning. How are you going?
I'm great. So, I mean, like I said, they are taking their own initiative to do something about, helping our farmers produce more and better quality food here in Tobago. And they are going to be engaging our farmers in a production systems training for high yield crops. So, Mr. Rajman, explain a little bit more about what this is about.
Okay, so let me say thanks to having me on set. Thanks to Tobago, because it's always nice to know that, you could tell Tobago, the community of Tobago, what we at Argyle is doing to help Tobago and the farmers in Tobago. So thanks again. And Trinidad also. This training program that we are now embarking upon, I must give, credit to the Assembly, because had it not been the Assembly, we probably might not have realized the project, because it's a training project with the Institute of Mavis Institute for Agriculture Training and Development. That's an institute in Trinidad, right? Mr. Marcus Michael is a consultant and the president of that organization. So we had consultation with him and we told him our deficiency in Tobago. And he decided, well, listen, he wanted to come to Tobago to do it free for us, right? So it's a collaboration with Mavis and the Assembly, doing the sponsorship for him coming up to Tobago to stay and for the boarding, lodging and things like that. Mm-hmm. So hats off to the Secretary for Agriculture. When I did spoke to her, she said, Mr. Radman, make sure the documents come. I sent it across and she signed it. So hats off to you, Madam Secretary, for what you have done. I'm feeling elated for that, right? Also, the technical officer, he was instrumental also in this project, and hats off to him, the administrator and her staff. Thanks to you all. However, this training program really will impact the livelihood of farmers in Tobago, and not only farmers, it will impact the extension officers in the agricultural sector and foremen. We are training actually 8 extension officers throughout Tobago, and that is in the district. That these are the people who go out into the farming community and do inspection, look at the crops, how they could be able to work along with farmers and make sure that you're up to a certain standard, right? The foremen and the gangs that work in the demonstration plots, they also would be trained so that they would be able to advise their subordinates properly, right? And there are also persons from the different farming groups throughout Tobago, right, that are involved, the Grosboro farmers, right? URP Roxbury is sending a contingent, right? And other farming groups, and individual farmers, right? Because we don't want to leave nobody behind, right?
So give me some details about what is this program about? What is this training about? What is the goal of it?
Okay, the goal really is to bring higher yield, and raise productivity in the long-term and short-term crops. So we look at root crop like cassava, planting, that is planting as the food planting, banana, that kind of thing. We also look at the short-term like sweet pepper, hot pepper and things like that, things that will come on a short term. So we are looking at training the individual. So we are doing on the job, on the demonstration. So you're actually not only doing theory, you'll be doing practical also in this training program, right? So before you put the plant into the earth, there's a process that you have to follow in order to get high yield. Because sometimes we are accustomed to just get the plant, push it in the earth, and leave it, let God make it grow. It doesn't happen so. If you're looking at yield, that is not for business practice. Yes, you could put something in your backyard and it grow good, you get plenty, thank God for that. But in our time now, where the soil has eroded so much with deficiency of the type of nutrients for the plants, it means therefore that we have to put back into the soil what the soil needs. So all of these technical aspects is what we are trying to treat with so that we could be able to get high yield.
All right, so Mr. Samuel, give me an idea of just, how important it is for you guys to be able to engage this institute and bring that technical team across here to train farmers in Tobago.
Yeah, good morning, Tobago. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here. One of the things that happened in Tobago, years ago, Tobago was the food basket, right? And now, I turn a grandfather now, and you're still hearing people crying because what everybody wants are THA work. Everybody want that thing, but that extra energy where you could put into by just wasting time on the block where you could put it into the garden and so on. You need now where institutions, we can take that produce and to sell it. We don't care. I do a hike and come across and see mango just rolling, going down the gully and thing. And where are the business people in Tobago in order to drive that thing to encourage the younger ones? Because when you check out the age of farmers in Tobago, majority of them is over 60. Good. So we will need the young people and them to come on board. But these businessmen have to come who have the money, because if I had the money, I'm going to do it. That you could can these things and keep them, store them for rainy day. Look what's happening out in the Middle East and them two madmen fighting out there. And then he will bring the whole world to a abrupt position that where food thing, the boat just break down the other day and the whole of Tobago crash. So if we could get these things up, and this is a good time now for Tobago people now to come together and understand what we are doing, and for the betterment of Tobago that we can feed ourselves. Because these are other rest of the country, we don't have no time with we because they have to see about themselves now. So we have to wake up and understand it. So at the long term that people could come in and buy into the system, let people sponsor, bring money, wherever it is that we could be able to take it to the next level. Okay.
So you guys are offering this training, and it's not just, like I said, it's high yield crops, of course, the things that we eat normally every day, root crops and that stuff you mentioned, plantain and banana, things like that. You're also focusing on environmentally friendly crop production. Tell me about that aspect of the training.
Okay, so we know about chemicals, and when we hear about chemicals, we tend to have a standoff, right? So it have chemicals that are friendly with the environment and also with the plant. For example, if you use a highly toxic chemical, you do damage to the environment and also to bees. Because when the bees try to come to pollinate the plants, what happens? The bees die. So then you have a breakdown in the system that God had created for us, right? So in going forward, what we are trying to do, we are trying to have these type of chemicals that are friendly, right, for the environment, so that even if it has some runoffs into the stream, let's say that, it would not cause a problem to the fishes or whatever, wherever that occupy that space, that it would not cause damages there, right? So that is the type of chemical that we are trying to advance in Tobago, right? And also at Argyle, I must also say too, right? I'm happy to report to Tobago that they have started the project in Argyle so that we could be able to get better roads, infrastructure, because I've been asking for infrastructure, right? And it's part of the reason why if you don't have the infrastructure, all what we're doing here would not, bear fruits, right? So I realized now that the powers that be answer the call, right? And I want to say hats off to them for what have been initiated now. So the Argyle farmers now will have a place where we will have, proper road, drainage, and for the first time in Tobago, or probably Trinidad, I'm not sure, we will be outfitted, right, with solar energy. That is for the light system, right? So we will be getting lights through solar system, right? So although we will be getting artificial lights later, with respect to the electricity, it's a project which, when I would have spoken to the person in charge of land management, I said I would like this to be a pilot project, not to stay there like it cast in stone, because we know what happened when things, you do something for the first time, you're testing it out, and it could take 20 years and it's still testing out. So I'm hoping it is not like that. We're trying it out in Argyle, we've seen how it goes, we got tweet here, we got fix here, but we don't want it to remain static. It be evolving, and if agriculture is to grow, let us evolve together with the development.
And
aspect.
Of course, this is part of the goal of this training seminar that's taking place, and it's taking place Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week.
Yes.
How can people get involved?
Okay, so we would have already had people booked from the different areas, as I identified, the different farmers. So we have 53 participants already booked for this training program, right? So it is a compact training program.
Is there any space for more?
Probably we may make facility for 2. Just because of you, Miss Candice, we will facilitate 2, right? 2 persons, right? Because of you, right?
And most importantly, so let's say there's some farmers, 2 farmers out there are watching and they want to get involved with this training to improve what they can produce. How can they get involved?
Okay, so they can contact me at 392-0277, right? I can be reached at any time. So even by midnight tonight. After midnight tonight, well, I don't think it might be able to be practical.
All right. Well, then, thank you so much for being on with us, to sharing this initiative. We are certainly looking forward for this, the success of this, and we're hoping that more groups like yourself can do the groundwork to make this happen for our people.
We have to change Tobago. We have to change Tobago and change the mindset of the people to buy into it and understand that you have to feed yourself. Nobody who can do it for you more than you. Until when other people see that what's happening, they will come on board. Because just like Noah building an ark.
I like that one. All right. Thank you again. Yeah. So viewers, just look out to see what's going to be happening at Argyle, in Argyle for the farming initiative. Of course, it's going to be happening at the Kendall Farm School early next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Some good things happening in Tobago. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. So please don't go anywhere.
The energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hit.
So your car break down.
Oh no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa McCall Group.
There's a new date for Tobago Swim Fest, September 17th, 2023. Come and witness the main event, the 4-kilometer swim from Pigeon Point to Buku Point. More than $25,000 in prizes. It's a family affair, so come out from 11 a.m. on the beautiful Buku Beach. There'll be swimming races, sandcastle building, and seafood on sale. Come and enjoy a fun day at the beach. Calling swimmers from Crown Point to Charlottesville. Registration on the day.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, we are going to be talking about something very fun happening within our space right now. The Tobago Swim Fest 2023 happening this Sunday. And to tell us about it is the pioneer behind that, Assemblyman Sonny Craig, area representative for Buku, Mount Pleasant, and Canaan. Good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning, good morning. Good morning to the rest of Tobago, Trinidad, the rest of the world. Happy to be here this morning.
So earlier on our program, on the Tobago Updates Morning program with Marcus, we had an interview with Mr. Jacob Cox, who has been making waves not just in Trinidad and Tobago, but outside of the country as well. and he is going to be one of the people that's going to be participating in this swim fest. So, Mr. Craig, tell me about just why you chose to host a swim fest in Buku.
Okay, it started with, you wouldn't believe, memory of Hurricane Flora. When Hurricane Flora was nearing 55 years, and she'll be 60 this year.
Yes.
I was thinking of the courage and the kind of mindset it took for I was not around for Flora, for my parents and the Tobagonian of 1963 to rebuild Tobago after such a devastating event. And I said, it's a multiplicity of thoughts. I used to be a lifeguard, I love to swim. I think Tobagonians were getting so afraid of the sea. And it was it's a place where our livelihood comes from in most parts. So much industry comes out of the sea. I looked at boat race. I looked at the yearly boat race and look at all these fancy yachts and expensive boats that come to the island and say, the average Tobagonian really cannot be a part of a lot of this, but he's a courageous person. He's a strong person. He loves the sea. And I marry a lot of things together. And I said, I would do it for the 55th anniversary, like a memorial then. And it didn't come off at that time. I was in private life, of course, and things didn't work out. Now I'm Assistant Secretary in the Division of Health. I have what I think an opportune time with the 60th anniversary of Flora to do something special in this year. Swimming is one of my passions. I'm not the best at it. I could confess that when I became a lifeguard, I was last in the batch. I actually got in by 1 second. So I had great respect for my colleagues in the lifeguard fraternity. And I participated in some life saving. And I noticed that Tobagonians have developed a fear of the sea. I'm amazed at how many people cannot swim. Can you swim, by the way?
Of course I can swim.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, and you're right. There's so many people in Tobago that when you tell them you're going in the water, you're going to swim, they're very scared.
Very scared. And that fear, married with the courage of my people who built back my island after Flora, made me think, look, this is, and even the big swim that happens on Sunday is going to bring out in somebody, I'm hoping, the desire to pursue something that you were playing around with in your mind. It doesn't have to be a swim. But somebody in Tobago has great ideas. Somebody in Tobago has potential, but they are afraid to press forward. And I'm saying that you might just be an ordinary swimmer, or you might be a very good swimmer, but you're not encouraged to pursue and make it into something. Now, open water swimming is big overseas. And amazing, it's big in countries where the risk is higher. Because I'm in Tobago from birth, and I've never heard about a shark attack on anybody. Yet Tobagonians are afraid of the sea because of the potential shark attack, which of course has been nestled by our looking at movies and so on. But there are Australians who live in the same environment with the great white shark, Hawaiians, people from the California coast, and they are open water swimmers. No, I'll confess, I understand the risk, but Tobago does not have such a challenge, you know. I was speaking to a diver from Speyside, and he told me he took some tourists down to dive in the reef in Speyside, and they shot a nice barracuda. And he said before he could pick it up, a massive shark passed overhead. He said the place got dark. It came down and bit half of the fish and went away. Yeah. And the tourists were so enthused with that.
Well, one of the most exciting times for me in scuba diving is seeing not a very big shark, but I remember seeing one of those black reef sharks actually going after a fish. It's because the sharks don't have any time with you.
Right. And he said the shark came back and took the other half, and he went his way and left he and all his touring party. The point is that, you know, we are blessed with a lot of seafood, and the adversaries of the deep, they are not really seeing us as their first choice. So people could, I mean, it's hard to take something out of your mind once it's well anchored that this is your fear. But I try to encourage people, look, we need, as a people who have all this beautiful seawater around us, we should take advantage of it. As a lifeguard, they teach us swim parallel with the beach. You don't have to swim out to the ocean. swim parallel with the beach, you could develop so many beautiful attributes from bathing in the sea. The salt water is excellent for your skin. It's excellent for your ligaments. It creates the right buoyancy, right resistance for exercising and so on. And it's very cheap to start. All you need is a swimsuit or swim trunks. That's it. It's not like, and I'm not bashing football where you need togs, socks, slacks, blah, 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 blah. No. Or even golfing is even more extreme. So it is a great opportunity for the average Tobagonian to be a part of something special, something spectacular. So all this came into mind, and when we shared it at the district office, the team came on board. They loved the idea, and of course the execution was not me. It's just the original idea, but it's being executed by my district staff and persons in the community. It's not good to call names, but there are two particular sporting developers on the island, and Dubisi Hall from Bucco Point and Kelton Thomas from Foundation Gym in Canaan. They both try at doing yearly programs. Hall is doing triathlons. Thomas is doing strongman competitions, and they came on board with me to assist to make this event come off. It's a first. We normally have swimming races at the Fisherman Fets, and I think at Republic Day in Roxborough there's a swimming race, but this is the first time we're devoting the entire agenda to swimming. And we begin at 11, and we'll be having basic short course races for children 5 years old, 10 years, and so we go.
So tell me a bit more about those races that you're going to be having on Sunday. Like, what can we expect to see?
Right. So the average Tobagonian mostly masters the front crawl, what you call freestyle. So that's the race we're going to be focusing on. Maybe as time goes by, we might bring in your butterfly and your breaststroke and your backstroke. But for now, and this, of course, this is uncharted territory. So we're going to be jumping out with just the freestyle on this occasion. We have a floating stage in the sea, and from the floating stage, we're going to be launching the races. Short races, nice medals, prizes, coupons to support some of the businesses in the community of Bucco. And of course, that's from 11 to 1. At 1, we launch a big race from Pigeon Point to Bucco. And the course is a simple course. We cross into the entrance to the lagoon along the front of Sherbirds Point, which is what we call no man's land, but it's critical that I use the correct language. The official name is Sherbirds Point. You swim along Sherbirds Point, no man's land, to the edge of the reef, and then you take the coast into Bucco. This allows, if persons are so interested, they could walk with the swimmers.
So
go on.
So are you going to be like are you going to be using the help of the current to take you across as well?
Well, the current is a factor. It could work negatively or positively. So in the shadow of the land, it will not be that big a factor. If we were swimming flat out into the open, then it will be a factor. So we're using the shelter of the land and come up along the coast into Bucco.
And of course, safety
yes.
for people, because we know people are always concerned about safety.
Yes, we have the Coast Guard on board. We have the lifeguards on board. We also have fire service on standby. I think we have it covered, but I cannot speak for the unforeseen. But we have put a lot of mitigation, a lot of security in place for whatever we imagine might come up.
So for patrons who want to come and see the races and cheer people on,
just come to Bucco Beach, because the swimmers for the big swim would leave from Bucco Beach, and they are going to travel along the course to Pigeon Point. So they just have to swim their way back up, that's all. Of course, it's free, can't charge for the beach. So, but those in the big swim would pay $100 registration. They pay it at the district office opposite Morset Supermarket, or they pay on the day, right?
Oh, so people can come to participate on the day itself?
Yes, of course. But we'll give you a check. We'll give you a check to ensure certain basic physical requirements. Swimming is one of the easiest sports on your body, It's easy on your body because, compared to jogging, there's the jarring of the weight of your body against your ankles and your knees.
And gravity.
Right. swimming, we spend our first 9 months immersed in liquid. And when you get certain injuries, they put you on a waterbed. It is that easy on your body. You get the resistance, and this is what you need for muscle building and for building endurance. You swim parallel with the shore, and that's what you're trying to encourage by the course we have chosen.
Yes.
And it's a win-win, but you just need to learn to swim, and then develop the best technique and you're good to go.
And I mean, I would say learning to swim is quite easy and quite essential for anyone who lives in Tobago.
Correct.
So I want to thank you so much, Mr. Craig, for being on with us and for sharing your initiative. So people, if you want something fun to do on Sunday and you want to see some races, if you want to participate yourself, well, you know where to be. So go to Buku for 11 o'clock on Sunday. All right. Thank you again, Mr. Craig. And viewers, thank you for viewing and staying with us. We are just ready to wrap up the show. But don't worry, you have brunch coming up at 10 o'clock this morning. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. Have a wonderful, safe, and productive day, everybody.
It's a brand new